played the Udyr, it was into Steel's Hecarim. This time around, with the Udyr banned, near insta-lock on the Lillia. So that'll give us the options now for those AD mids. And Ghost has already been hovering this Varus. Varus has been very, very high priority. He's been banned away a number of times throughout the course of the last 8 games. And it looks like it may be the pick here for DAMWON.
Yeah, definitely expecting that one to get locked in, and it does. Now, yesterday, SolidSnake was criticized for the stealthy nature of his play in the laning phase. Wasn't seen a whole lot now on a priority pick in this Lillia. Now that so many junglers have been banned, it would be the ultimate test to go up against Canyon's signature Graves here. If that does end up being the choice for DK.
Does that get locked in? It is locked in. Okay, 14 games played in the LCK, 92% win rate on that pick. And we've seen how effective DAMWON can be, with Canyon leading the charge, with Canyon being the first one in, and definitely the first one to get a lot of advantages.
And the composition that DAMWON ran yesterday too was so nasty, because like Morgana, Zoe, Jhin, it's all these like long range sort of poke damage dealing champions that can beat you before you even get close. Again, seeing the Varus, likely lethality Varus was for that long range poke, a Graves even that can influence with his ultimate and just go for those one shots. Well, Infinity now have a Lillia, have a Kalista even for WhiteLotus, so really investing a lot as they see this Varus get picked up into hitting this bot lane hard. They're going to have to show up very well, because if DAMWON continue to draft for a range advantage, now that we see 3 low to mid-range champions get locked in, well, DK can say, okay, we're going to keep you over there and keep hitting you before you can even trade back into us.
What does ShowMaker want to run into this Lucian, assuming that's going to go in the mid lane? Yesterday, that range, that poke, was used fantastically to keep Cloud9 at bay, to keep them on the back foot. And if Infinity can get past the range advantage, get past the poke damage that DAMWON will put out, I like the ideas here. There's some mobility, some dashing, some hard CC, and it will be Syndra locked in for ShowMaker.
And as far as I can tell here, Infinity have not played a single game of Lucian this year. Not in any position. Top, mid, bot lane, nothing. So this is going to be a very new look from them, trying to hit back at DAMWON. Here's Syndra, of course, as an option into that Lucian if it does end up going mid. Can perform decently well for herself. Farm with a Q from range, trade back too around her spells. And, well, once level 6 comes around, we've seen it a million times. Graves plus Syndra is just so much burst that if you make one single mistake on a squishy mage or marksman, you are instantly deleted.
So you mean like Lillia or Kalista or Lucian,
Yeah.
all 3 of which squishy mages and marksmen. Support pool being hit heavily here. Nautilus, Leona, Tom Kench removed as well. So Ackerman and Beryl really reducing the number of options. I wonder if we're going to go for more like sort of frontline type picks here, or where does DK maybe want to take this next pick?
Well, likely like a Tom Kench, maybe a Thresh ban here too, if you're looking for more, Thresh already removed from the table by DAMWON themselves. But these types of champions in a very similar vein could try to keep Varus safe and neutralize that lane as well. Interesting to see the Rise taken away as a potential option for Khan on the top side. You look at the team composition already, not a lot of magic damage, especially if it does end up being the lethality Varus that we do expect it to be, and with the 3 champions Infinity are showing, it should be lethality. Now the Sion for Khan would certainly be a signature DAMWON pick. A Sion for Khan, a Graves for Canyon. It is looking all so simple. The Syndra for ShowMaker, it's just all their most played champions outside of this Varus.
It absolutely is. 18 games on Sion for Khan, 14 games for Graves, 20 games for Syndra. Infinity are looking down the most comfortable and the most frequented champions that DAMWON have played throughout the LCK. And they're going to be running the Gnar into that Sion pick.
I mean, in the meanwhile, it's like 3 games of Lillia for SolidSnake, 0 games of Lucian anywhere, 1 game of Kalista for WhiteLotus. So it's Infinity coming in with a very different idea themselves, trying to surprise DAMWON a little bit, even while giving them a whole lot of their signature picks. Gnar not going to be able to do a whole lot in this top lane match. Of course, likely does gain priority, but level 6, you're not really going to be able to do anything from that point on, and the Sion influence in a team fight is going to be monstrous. So, Ackerman rather going to lock in the Alistar next to the Kalista. This is the lane you play around. SolidSnake should be visiting bot lane, should be hoping to maybe transition some pressure from Cody in the mid lane into hitting Ghost and Beryl. Otherwise, DAMWON got literally everything they could have ever asked for.
So now, is there a timing window on this? Do you feel that DAMWON's composition is just significantly better from what you can see? Okay, so pressure then. Can Infinity actually make this work? Let's talk about the Sett support. I know you and I were definitely hoping to see Sett a little bit. We saw it show up yesterday. What do you think of this now into the Kalista Alistar?
Well, I mean, I like this a lot, right? It's a bot lane champion that try to fight a little bit back into the Alistar. And then when you look later into the game, come the team fight phase, well, there are only 2 champions from Infinity that can ever threaten your backline, right? DAMWON, they've got 2 beefy tanks that want to buy space for Canyon, ShowMaker, and Ghost. Well, the engage from Ackerman and Buggax, all Beryl has to do is press his R button. He's unstoppable. He picks up an Alistar, says, no, you're not getting close. Gnar hits Mega. No, you're not getting close. Stay away. The entire game plan from DAMWON in so many of their compositions is all about buying space from their carries, and they are, frankly, the best team in the world at doing it.
I mean, if you can control the battlefield, you are in the advantage in every single scenario. Yesterday was with range. This time around, there's repositioning tools on the side of DAMWON. But I do like some of the options here that Infinity have put together. And there is a timing window on this. Can Infinity find the advantages? Can SolidSnake get this bottom lane ahead? Will WhiteLotus be able to step up to the plate? A lot of these players here from Latin America have been around for such a long time, WhiteLotus in particular. This Kalista was so early on in the draft, and I think it will be one of the pivotal picks today as Infinity take on DAMWON.
It is the focal point for Infinity, especially in this early game. It's the Kalista and the Lucian for Cody, too. Cody, criticized for having a small champion pool domestically, in 2 days has played 2 brand new champions. Yesterday, the Silas, you saw it before the game, looked excellent from Cody, but he has a much taller task today on the Lucian versus ShowMaker's Syndra, no less. And, well, you're not just playing the 1v1, you're playing the 2v2. Canyon also on the opposite side of the rift on his grave. So we'll see what Infinity are going to have planned for us, because already, you know, you just have to make sure there's no funny business going on. Graves starting on his top side, and Infinity looking for the early steps forward.
A little bit of damage there, actually not going to connect. Buggax and SolidSnake start to back away. Let's keep our eyes on SolidSnake, because you mentioned during the course of the draft how important this early game can be and whether or not he'll be able to make an impact. As we see the lane assignments right now, there was a ward placed on the red buff there from Infinity, and SolidSnake, what do you want to see him do?
Well, I like it already. First of all, getting the vision, knowing where Canyon's going to be starting after those Raptors. Also, SolidSnake starting topside pathing to bot lane. Now, an important distinction here is, like, you're not playing into the Sion lane. You're not trying to run up top lane and shut down Khan. That's just not the way to go about things. Instead, it is about being around the bot side, fighting for the bot side scuttle crab, these sorts of things. So it's going to be really telling as Canyon actually dodges out on the early vision, going for the ultimate efficiency in his early rooting, going for the base camps. First, it's a flash forward.
Oh my word, Beryl's already in. WhiteLotus down to 300 HP and is able to escape with flashing cleanse.
Forget the jungle. This is exactly the trade you look for in this matchup. Beryl, an expert, knows what he's doing because he has the Hex Flash, right? So trading flash for enemy AD carry flash, always going to be advantageous. You also force him off of the wave too, so Ghost and Beryl get early prio.
And also think about the next step. If SolidSnake was trying to play towards the bottom lane, and now all of a sudden, no flash, no cleanse, chunked out, the lane is not set up correctly. There's the engage going forward. Beryl's gonna pull back. The damage on WhiteLotus is there. Ghost will pick up first blood. Now Ackerman's trying to get something done, but he can't get it. He can't run down Ghost. DAMWON in the 2v2, pick up first blood.
Oh, it's a disaster for Infinity. They went for the Kalista. WhiteLotus, the shining star on this Infinity roster, gets shut down in the 2v2 at level 2. Now SolidSnake, he's pathing into the bot side. He's level 3, but is it going to be enough? Ackerman with the Hex Flash.
Ackerman's going to go forward. Ghost still had flash available, is able to escape for now. SolidSnake will get pulled backwards here by Beryl, and will trade some autos down. Gigantic minion wave to deal with, as Beryl will now get support from Ghost, and Canyon's making his way down.
But this is where it can all fall apart, right? Because SolidSnake just spent all this time. He's 2 camps behind Canyon now, because Canyon's just been power clearing his jungle. That means bot side Scuttle Crab goes to Canyon. It means Canyon has the option too to take that top side crab as well and continue to gain more and more of a lead here. It is just level 1 here in this Axe Effect replay. It's an opt-in from Ackerman diving on to Ghost, but no flash on WhiteLotus. Beryl with the easy counterattack knows exactly what they can get done. And now is that Beryl just sprinting in the mid lane too? This is what we just saw RNG to after a 2v2 kill. Well, Beryl, he stayed alive even, and he's back in mid lane to continue pressing forward.
And I said it during draft, Beryl on engaged champions is one of the best. I also think what's really really great. And maybe I'm projecting a little bit here, but Ender, you were talking about how important this bottom lane was going to be and that SolidSnake may have wanted to spend some time. DK just prevent that entirely, you know, get ahead of the game, get ahead of the pace, and Beryl is the one doing so. He's going to keep stepping forward, looking for the face breaker. So much damage onto WhiteLotus, no flash available. But as those arrows start to pile up in Beryl, he backs away, and WhiteLotus is having a very difficult laning phase for now.
Yeah, well, it's full credit to Beryl, right? From level 1, knowing that he can go in for that flash-for-flash trade, just very good stuff by him. And like we said, Canyon got both Scuttle Crabs, now setting up for an invade on the enemy Gromp respawn. SolidSnake doing the same thing on the bottom side of the map, but as you can count up there, about 2 camps down for SolidSnake for the time being. Don't know if there's a dive opportunity here for Buggax. It's very difficult to dive with Graves. Of course, you can just stand behind the turret and block all of his auto attacks and con on very little mana. Don't think that will happen, but possible Canyon wants to hop over the wall and help get this push out, or just go back into looping back through his jungle.
I was wondering whether or not they go full all-in Sion passive.
I don't
think so. No, not worth the risk at all. DAMWON have got themselves that 700 gold lead, and WhiteLotus and Ackerman still going to be pushing fairly aggressively because SolidSnake is waiting just behind. There's no support from the rest of DAMWON. 2 teleports are available, but that recall will finish.
Yeah, well, Cody's TPing back mid. Khan does have his teleport, and he doesn't actually have to TP back into top lane. That lane going to be very neutral up there. He does decide to do it in the end, but already at a point where Infinity said, we're not going to spend any more time because the threat is there. SolidSnake had already gone for the reset himself. Still, it's been neutralized around bot lane just a little bit, right? With Canyon pathing away from Ghost and Beryl, just trying to get as much of an advantage for himself as possible. It has meant that they've had to step off the gas just a touch, but with tiers getting built now off of the early kill, it is smooth sailing for DAMWON.
It is, and I just want to take a brief moment to look at the Sett picks that we've seen. This is yesterday, 50% pick ban presence, 0-2 banned once. Beryl locks this one in and puts on a master class in how to play Sett. He goes for the engage now, and I may have just cast a curse to him as he takes so much damage. The shield will buy some time. Heal is available. Beryl gets taken down as Ghost steps forward. He gets the counter kill. Now turning attention onto WhiteLotus. Continuing to chunk it out.
On the way.
The arrows get shot down. 100 HP. 2 more autos. It's a double kill for Ghost.
Doesn't even matter if Canyon's going to be there. Ghost just shows up and gets that kill. The 2v2 looked good at the start, but Ghost is just a little bit too good, a little bit too powerful in that one. As Cody does take a big trade, Canyon forces SolidSnake away. It is still looking great for DAMWON around the bottom lane.
And that minion wave denied to WhiteLotus, at least picked up there by SolidSnake. Khan's going to step forward. He's got himself the Ignite and not going to chase further.
So I love this. It's the Unsealed Spellbook Sion. I say this every game there's a Sion versus Gnar matchup. It's the same thing as Ornn. Usually at level 6, you switch your TP to an Ignite and you have kill threat against that Gnar. Didn't quite pull the trigger on that there. Didn't quite have enough damage, but you can see the theory behind it in Buggax. I mean, Beryl's now towards the top side too. Beryl's just completely running around the map to try and shut down all of Infinity.
Canyon just hit level 6, flash away there from Khan, gets out of the engage from Ackerman. Ignite is available, and Canyon waiting to see if he wants to go forward. Mega Gnar is just about to proc there for Buggax, and the rest of DAMWON now back away. If you look in the mid lane, Beryl is lingering, so Cody's going to be a little careful.
And the other thing is, too, right now, both junglers, vertical junglering, Canyon taking the top side camps, while SolidSnake taking the bot side, but because both junglers started on their top side camps, Canyon gets a blue buff as well, whereas the blue buff in DAMWON's jungle hasn't respawned just yet, so even all these moves continue to benefit Canyon. He trades 1 camp up in that exchange. All his top side camps are going to be respawning. He'll go back and pick those up and be just in time for the blue buff to spawn and hand that off to ShowMaker as well. So a lot of excellent things for DAMWON here. 2k gold ahead, even with just 2 kills. You can see that jungle CS going super well. ShowMaker continuing to play well in mid lane too, and DAMWON continue to stack up these advantages.
I mean, it's looking so good. Death by 1,000 cuts. Every little decision is just benefiting DAMWON, with the exception of Beryl, who is just going full facebreaker in. It has allowed Ghost to get 3 kills. He's a small CS advantage, but crucially, is just very, very comfortable in a matchup and against a champion that needed to succeed for Infinity.
Yeah, and I do have to bring up this support Sion you were mentioning as well, because this is, I think, the third Sett we've seen, and in a third role too. We've seen a top lane, mid lane, now in support, Beryl making it look oh so good. SolidSnake is level 6 with the sleep ready to go.
He'll be able to land.
Beryl's level 6 too, I don't know.
Flash is available for Ghost and Beryl. Chain of Corruption can help so much in this scenario, and no TPs for Khan or ShowMaker. If Beryl steps forward, that's the go signal. SolidSnake on a stealth.
How much time are you going to spend here? Because, right, like Canyon's up 25 CS. We've seen this so many times when you take these elite teams and their junglers, they're just continuing to farm everything. And then, you know, you look at the other junglers that are facing them down, it's like they feel so pressured to make a play happen that they just passively fall behind without having that opportunity for a play. And he will take blue buff as it will be the Herald. No! Oh.
That sucks so badly. As the blue will reset, and now Beryl and Ghost start to back away. It looked like ShowMaker was moving through his jungle as well. And Ender, during the draft, you actually said something about Canyon in particular on how his lanes are so good that they enable him. That because of the players on DAMWON, it allows Canyon to do the things that he does. And this is a good example of it, where you see how Ghost and Beryl shut down the
top lane, guys.
And now Buggax will go not be able to Mega Gnar out. Collateral damage easily picks up the kill.
I heard the Sion charge for him, like, wait a second, this isn't top lane. We got the kill anyways, though, cashing in on that Ignite Khan switched to just a couple minutes ago.
3,000 gold lead before 10 minutes. Another very excellent start to a game here from DAMWON. And I have to now ask, like, if we were to compare how DAMWON are getting ahead, getting their leads to what we saw from RNG, can you identify some differences? Is there anything too early to tell? Well, we're going to have a fight.
Too early to tell.
Going to have a fight here, potentially. Ghost steps forward.
Canyon likes to farm more than he does like to kill people. But it comes with the added benefit that he's not flashing over walls and giving away free kills sometimes. That's the difference. Like, ultimately, like, the early games have looked like RNG are a little bit more loose with it, and that's caused them to, like, explode, completely dominate from start to finish at times and have a couple missteps at others. So as DK, like, what do you do? I don't know. From start to finish, the draft from DK, they got all comfort, they got a beautiful composition that I think has like already passed the point of Infinity having much of a chance, and now it's the level 6 burst damage I mentioned.
What a fantastic stun.
Kenny didn't even get an assist.
What a fantastic stun from ShowMaker there. Really just fantastic play, and I think at the risk of oversimplifying things, the LPL effect of a little bit more of an aggressive region, a little bit more of a forward-facing, front foot, get in your face region in LCK, historically, etc., a little bit more slow-paced, controlled. You can also see that when DAMWON and RNG are beating teams, you can see elements of that.
See, Trevor, it's interesting because I think it's like it's always been a generalization of the two regions. But you take RNG and you take DAMWON. DAMWON in 2019, I believe, when they made it to Worlds First, they were the new era. Before it was a meme in the LEC, they were the new era of LCK teams. They were all super young players. They were playing the fast, early aggressive style that so many people didn't expect from LCK teams, and that's when we saw the decline of so many of the great organizations over in the LCK. And it's the exact inverse with this year's RNG, taking the slower approach to the game, not playing fast and loose. Of course, now they feel like they're so much better than their opponents that it's going to be different, but these are not the styles necessarily set in stone that we will see develop the later and the deeper we get into the tournament.
I really love that train of thought, and I wonder if better words would be calculated plays from LCK teams, right? Versus ego plays from LPL teams, I think, you know? That fast and loose. I'm trying to oversimplify because I'm not the smartest in the world, and DAMWON are just once again setting themselves up very, very well. It is a 2-level advantage for Canyon in the jungle, plus 25 creeps. He's got that Gale Force already. Plus 10 in the top lane for Khan, plus a level. And now Cody, he flashes backwards, turns it back around with the culling, and here comes Ackerman. That's enough to get Canyon's flash, and DAMWON back away. It's still a difficult scenario, and one of the things that's crucial here for Infinity is that window of opportunity, the advantages that we wanted to see them pick up early, it has slipped away from them.
Yeah, and Ackerman's been burned on going for the flash play before, right in the top lane when Khan just juked away from it. Cody with one auto left. ShowMaker with a very rare misread of how much damage he does, but I have a feeling this may be an ego play from DAMWON support. Here goes Beryl.
Cody cancels the recall, and Beryl steps forward to pick it up. Now he turns his attention onto SolidSnake with backup from ShowMaker and Canyon. This is a split from Infinity. The dunk comes down as SolidSnake's caught out to the jungle. Buggax trying to get the Mega Gnar up. He's got the first kill for Infinity. That's a flash from SolidSnake. Gets the sleep down onto Beryl. That's the second for Infinity. And DAMWON get pushed back after a ego play, as we may say.
I love how they just make you eat your words there. It's so great. Like, you know what? Yeah, Beryl, I'm flashing, igniting underneath the turret because we need this skill. They lose a couple players in the process, but surely can shake that one off, still with a commanding lead in the game. And, well, the mythic items have begun pouring into Gale Force for Canyon, so now we can make the spicy plays. The Duskblade for that lethality Varus. I think we saw the Prowler's Claw yesterday, which I actually really like personally. Of course, the big difference between the items, not just the passive/active effect, of course, is also the mythic passive. On the Duskblade, of course, you're going to be getting ability haste, 5+ for each legendary item you get. On the Prowler's Claw, you get more base lethality, and you get lethality for each item as well. So I really like the Prowler's Claw, but Ghost likes being stealthy, likes being invisible. I respect it.
Take me to battle school and tell me which type of champions would you prefer the different passives on? Because both can be good.
Well, so me personally, I feel like in a lot of situations, you're going to get more value off of like the one big spear, especially when you're playing like a composition like this, where it's like you need to care less about getting more spears out, more arrows out, as opposed to just being able to follow up off of like Syndra burst damage. Because when you have like Syndra land a stun on someone, press R, you have Graves R, and you have Flash Ignite sometimes, but traditionally it's going to be the Varus Spear coming on through too, and or Arrow, I suppose.
I get what you mean. Quality over quantity then. Higher damage on that Q if you manage to go the Prowlers. But this time around, he's going to be looking for the invisibility, looking for a little bit of repositioning maybe as the fights play out. If they do, DAMWON extend that lead still further. They've got themselves the first dragon. They're working towards the second. And we caught a replay there from our observers of that Beryl tower dive. He's 1, 2, and 2 on this set. And I absolutely love the way that he's handled the champion. And DAMWON now just slowed the tempo of the game down. They've got control, they've got themselves at least one tower, and they'll start to stack any of the neutral objectives that they can.
For sure. The scariest thing is how like easily it seems like a DAMWON can just shut down your game plan. Right, because I think everyone, like we kind of identified in the draft, right? Like with the priority on the Kalista, it's like, oh, SolidSnake's gonna start topside, path down bot. Maybe when Cody can get out of mid lane, it'll be good. They can set up some plays down there. And then there's just a level 1 all-in.
Yeah.
And now Infinity are lost. Like they don't really have much they can do. They took a good fight in the jungle with DK overextending, but it is looking progressively more and more challenging for them to find these windows of opportunity as DAMWON continue to just blast ahead in CS and turret plates and neutral objectives.
Well, Cody's got himself the Gale Force for now, but he's still down behind ShowMaker. 40 seconds for the Dragon, and Infinity have been pushed away from the mid lane, been pushed out of control for now. And it looks like DAMWON are going to set their sights on this tower. There's the Hex Flash over the wall. Beryl will get caught and knocked up into the air. Not going to be taken down just yet. Canyon steps forward, and ShowMaker's still got the ultimate available, so Infinity have to be very, very careful with the burst damage that can come out. I
do have to say the interactions between a Sett versus a Kalista is pretty fun too, because it's a big game of chicken, whether or not WhiteLotus is going to pull the Ren stacks before the shield comes out.
All right, that's going to buy some time thanks to the stopwatch. SolidSnake is taken out by Ghost, and Khan joins the fray. DAMWON now with the numbers advantage should be able to just brute force this tower down.
Sometimes you just get one shot, folks, and that is a good case for that one right there. Another stun. WhiteLotus has to use the cleanse to escape. You're not going to be able to clear away the minions here. What is Infinity's way to actually get through the waves? It is a culling. It is WhiteLotus once he has a Runons, but even then he can't step forward because DAMWON's advantage has come from the draft of having the superior range. The CC threats, not from Khan or Beryl from range, but rather from ShowMaker or Ghost. Being able to pop those CCs so valuable, and it makes it so incredibly challenging for Cody or WhiteLotus or SolidSnake, any of the squishy members on Infinity, to ever get anything done in a siege situation, in a neutral objective situation, in a team fight situation.
And of course for Infinity, again, another team composition that we see without a traditional hard engage. You need to throw everything. It's going to be Alistar being chucked in, jumping in, or flanked from Buggax, or a swill siege. You have to go bowling and hope for a strike.
But how does it ever work? Because the ending of the draft from DAMWON was just picture perfect. The Sett support comes in. When you have two actual options of hard engage that are very like, here we go, I'm channeling my Hex Flash, I'm TPing in on the side from Buggax, well, Beryl just has to press one button in his ultimate. It is uncounterable from Infinity. That is going to knock them away every single time, and then after that happens, Infinity don't have the necessary follow-up to commit off of it. So Infinity, it almost seems like the more like chaotic fights where they can find in the jungle, like those things, maybe they have a way through it. But if DAMWON just continue to slow things down, play around these neutral objectives, invite Infinity into them, DAMWON will always have the right answer to whatever Infinity throw their way.
And that's before you factor in the Dragon advantage, the gold advantage, the vision that DAMWON have been able to set up. Now they're pressing forward for the last outer turret here. ShowMaker, no one to contest him. Canyon shadowing south of his position in the jungle, and Beryl just roaming through the river.
Boy.
Now all of a sudden, SolidSnake's about to get caught out, and Snake! Oh, destroyed once again, 1-2-1. This first pick, Lillia, is not it. Was not able to really get going at all, and I think all credit here to DAMWON reading and understanding how and where Infinity would need to play the game and take down their fourth tower of the game, extend that gold lead to 6,000, and another just very clean, very controlled game here from DAMWON.
Keep it charging on through there. And that tower not going to be long for the world. It's all setting up, too, for potentially a very early Baron buff. Just 1 minute before that spawn, but with the inner tower gone on the top side of the map, just relegated out of your jungle. I mean, it has been so long since I think I've seen SolidSnake farm his camps on the top side. Canyon from like minute 5 after he got the top side scuttle crab and it went into vertical jungle, and he's just constantly been cycling through that, knowing the timers so easily for him, and they've got deep vision, they've got control wards up there. What can you do?
ShowMaker's looking for another kill here. Steps forward towards WhiteLotus, who does have his mythic finally completed and will need so much time to deal with the threats from DAMWON. And if they do turn their attention to the Baron, force Infinity to come towards you, you do have great turn options in the Sett, in the Sion, as well as the potential AoE stun there from ShowMaker. I want to see a Collector now picked up by Canyon. 175 creep score, 2-0 against the 136 of SolidSnake. And Canyon, again, one of those players that just leaves his mark in every single game that he plays, but is supported by the entirety of DAMWON. They play and win as a team, pushing multiple lanes, working together every single time. Now there we go. On the Baron, pretty much as it spawns. I don't know if Infinity can even get you in time.
Yeah, well, they're going to be there in time to watch it go down and walk away and say, no, we don't want any of this. ShowMaker is just frontlining. It doesn't even matter. It's a one-shot.
And WhiteLotus will be the next target. He still has flash available to him. While that's happening, Khan is trying to keep Cody away from the fight. Cody's going to force a dash over the wall. The rest of DAMWON now pushing through the mid lane. Ackerman is the next target. Canyon's still got the collateral damage available to him. And in a 5 versus 4, now DAMWON are pushing towards Infinity's.
Oh, it's so disturbing. Infinity with no answers to throw back DAMWON's way. DK, 5 players just barreling down the mid wave. It does not even matter. They are here for a little bit extra. Remember, that top lane turret very low too, so it's not even like it's that challenging. Ackerman goes in, but I don't know about that one.
I'm not too sure if there's enough damage. Buggax has not got the Mega Gnar just yet. Ultimate is thrown down from Ackerman. He's able to escape for now. SolidSnake has revived and joined the fight. He's going to throw out that swirl seed between the uprights.
Look at that!
Pushed right back out. That's exactly what you said, Ender. Exactly what Beryl needs to do. It gets rid of SolidSnake. The follow-up kill onto Buggax, onto Cody. It's a double for Canyon, and that will open up the base.
DAMWON beat Infinity at every stage of the game. The draft, the set pick, it is brilliant. And then from start to finish, easy pickings for them. It is looking lights out. DAMWON showing up in a big way to start off MSI.
Another dominant win today at MSI as DAMWON are now at 22 minutes, knocking on the Nexus turrets. Ghost will get caught for now. Summoning heal used. That will allow the kill onto WhiteLotus. Another for Canyon, the 5th of the game. 5-0-2. And now they're going to decide to back away for now as Buggax and Cody will be supported by SolidSnake to defend the last target. 11,000 gold lead, 5,000 gold in this Red Bull Baron power play. And DAMWON just, again, like you said, from start to finish, from draft to execution.
It is, well, yeah, execution is the word I would use. This is, wow. DAMWON, take it easy. Don't want to finish things off too quickly. Don't want to give any opportunity for Infinity to find their way back into it. Simply grab themselves a very easy Cloud Drake and, it's rough. You know what? I will say this. DAMWON RNG to start off the day have reaffirmed very far ahead of the competition, miles ahead.
Yeah, they really have. And of course, the other 2 teams in this group is going to be Cloud9 and Detonation Focus Me. Those 3 other teams looking to try and challenge DK where they can, what they can do to try and pick up that 2nd spot and make it to the Rumble stage. Infinity yesterday had an interesting game, but they were willing to fight. They were able to scrap against Detonation, and today their game plan was just read like a book. It was countered by DAMWON, and now they're on their last legs trying to defend the tatters of their base. It is an unenviable position, but also it's terrifying when you think about DAMWON. You think about the champions they have. a number of the power picks that we saw from yesterday and that we know they can perform well on were banned, and they still got their most comfortable, most played picks from Spring in the LCK.
Are you going to ban the OPs or the OPs for DAMWON? It's just impossible. We're drifting in here.
Khan will not find a target just yet, but Beryl does. Manages to knock up WhiteLotus, who's now running for his life, gets a bunch of arrows down into Khan. The knock back from Gnar will not really do enough just yet. Decimating Smash will buy some time for Ghost to pick up yet another kill, and Infinity lose one and back away.
DAMWON, they're done playing with their food. They're coming in for the kill on this. Minions already flooding down mid will be cleared away, but there's more in the bot lane. DAMWON, what?
Oh, that damage! Collateral wasn't enough to pick up the kill just yet through the bloodline, and Minions will now set up the final Nexus to 24 minutes, 13,000 gold. A stun onto Cody, and ShowMaker's looking for yet another kill. The ultimate is available for him as Canyon will now push back Ackerman. SolidSnake falls back to the fountain, and Cody gets chunked down. The Nexus is being hammered on by Ghost, a two-man stun from DAMWON, and they destroy Infinity. Those are three very, very dominant games, Ender.
Yep, those were something else, I will say at the very least. But you know what, fans at home? We got Detonation Focus Me versus Cloud9. Then we have the Wildcats versus the Mad Lions. That's pretty sweet. That could be good. Pain versus PSG Talon to finish it off. It only gets better.
Yeah, it really, really does. And of course, 2 teams from each group will advance to the Rumble stage, which will start next week. And we're starting to see how some of the pre-tournament favorites are warming up, how they're playing on the patch.
They're so